So decided to rant a little bit. I went to a family function, and in that family function, there was some people that were non, um, their friends or family friends or friends or family of their other family. So it's like circle within a circle within a circle, right? Um, so I knew one of the people there. She's a freaking slobbering drunk idiot. One of them is, and I knew her from one of my jobs that I had worked, like I said, and she the entire time at this, I had to sit next to her. She doesn't like me um, because of some other stuff. It had nothing to do with me, but it had to do with a relative of mine that they didn't like, so they decided to harass me, right? So anyway, this freaking hog, she drinks and drinks and drinks, and she kept belching in my face and toward me, like she was about, I don't know, 5 feet from me, and kept burping in my direction to be an asshole. And I had had a run-in with her daughter before, because of the same incident. And her little bitch boy biker husband thought he was a badass because he's a big chubby dude, and he was a biker, so he must be tough, right? So anyway, they kept harassing me. She had an ability to lock me out of my damn job because she was a computer person, and she was part of the whole. Whenever I'd try to scan in my card, she would make it to where it wouldn't work, because she was the only one that could do that. And the other people that were, when she wasn't there, I'd walk right in, no problem, ding, and walk in. I walk in with her, and she'd look at me. As soon as she saw me coming up, she'd hurry and get on the computer real quick. And then I couldn't get in the door. And then she wouldn't let me in the door. So I'd bang on the door real loud. Finally, after months of dealing with her crap, I told her about it. I said, I know that you're doing that to me. I don't appreciate it. And well, her boyfriend thought he was gonna come kick my ass or something like that, and he was over there breathing all hard like he was a Mr. Badass. And I laughed in his face and walked through, like, no big deal. I went out to my car. He followed me out to my car. He started following me anyway. And then I turned around and walked back up to him because I don't intimidate. I don't care who you are. If you want to come fight, then you came to the right guy. So I turned back around and walked toward him. And then, he's a big dude. He outweighed me, and he was taller than me. He was, and he had that, he's playing the part of a badass, but he wasn't really. He just turned real quick and went and cut through the parking lot because he just decided he really didn't want to fight me. So, and when I go, did you need something? You want to say something? And he just kept walking, hurried and went back, cut back around, and then went all the way back to the freaking building, jumped on his Harley and left. And I laughed about it. I thought, what a joke. Grabbed my lunch, everything, my box, went back through, because I'd already gotten all the paperwork that I needed up front, and came back, then went back through the side door, right? So anyway, so that's their entire family. I've had to deal with stupid from them for a while. And so anyway, in the process, this woman is a grandma of a friend of a family member of ours. So I can't tell you who she is or anything like that, but she's trash. Her and her husband are trash. And she just admitted that she used to give a family member of mine, in front of everybody. She's like, no, nobody really heard because they weren't paying attention, but she's sitting there bragging about how she used to give alcohol to the two, I won't say who they are, my two relatives, and they're my blood. And because this pig woman, and trashy ass family decide that it's cool to give kids alcohol. So she's been giving these kids alcohol in their sippy cups and stupid shit like that for God knows how long. I don't know exactly what age they were or anything like that. And this has happened over 20 years ago, but she finally admitted to it. And it just so happens that both of these kids, they didn't grow up around alcohol. You know what I mean? Like we didn't really have it in our homes. They might have gotten like a few drinks for like holidays and stuff, but there was never a 6-pack in the fridge all the freaking time. You know what I mean? Like this woman's got like 48-pack and stuff like that. And in their homes, 'cause I know because the kids have told me about it. But anyway, this woman, she's uh, drinking one beer after another, getting up, going out, getting another one for the entire hour that I was there. I think she sucked down six beers, and when I left, she was going out for another one. So, but these people are, now my two family members, they, one of them has a little bit of a problem drinking. He's not quite an alcoholic, but he's close. And, he's young, man. He's in his young 20s, and the other one still drinks too, but not as much as the other one. And, I'm just tired of stupid. Where the hell do these people get off doing that shit? It's not your damn kid. You don't give them fucking alcohol, you freaking idiot. And that's where a lot of this alcohol bullshit comes from, alcoholism and everything else, there's nothing wrong with it. My dad gave me, that's why you drink 40 beers a fucking night, right? And you've got 3 DUIs. Not my family member, but, stupid shit like that is what I'm talking about. And then there's this other person, in the family that's, she's always bitching about, when she first had her first kid, she's like, everybody, if you want to be around my kid, you want to even be in the same room with them, you're going to go get vaccinated for what the doctors want you to get vaccinated for, or you can't be around my kid. And I'm like, well, okay, I don't need to be around your kid. It's not a big deal to me. So I'm not going to go get vaccinated for, every single thing that they come up with, And then I asked them later, this is the contradiction part. I'm like, so did you go get your flu shot? No, I don't believe in that. Really, So you jump on the bandwagon for everything but whatever you choose because you're a medical doctor and you know everything. Stupid. So, and then the other thing that I see is I see these idiots, these same jackasses that say all this stuff about how everybody better toe the line with their kid and getting vaccinated, and they're not, they don't put their kids around danger. And then they turn around and they let their freaking kids drink off of all kinds of people's fucking pop. Their straw, sucking down, whatever drink they got off of cans. You didn't wash the fucking can, and they're sucking on the can. And, they're sharing straws with people that are missing fucking, or they have rotted fucking teeth, man. And I'm like, that person's got blood in their mouth, and then they're not in a monogamous relationship where there's just they're with just one person. Some of these people are sleeping around, you know what I mean? And so your fucking kid is drinking off of God knows how many drinks, but I'm an asshole because I won't get a vaccine, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, have you guys heard of fucking, I might be wrong, but I think you can get hepatitis that way, through food. And I think it's hepatitis B. And then, and God knows whatever the fuck else, And then on top of that kind of stuff, they have a family member, not my family member, but they have a family member on the other side, on the outside of their circle, that has access to kids through this one, inbred fucking woman. And she's like asking, hey, I should, you should let your baby come stay with me. And her pedophile relative comes over and molested her kids at one time. And he's dangerous, he's not like just, he's like a hardcore pedophile, you know what I'm saying? Like he's dangerous, like aggressive and in nature and everything. So anyway, he got in trouble, all this shit. She still lets him be around her kids. They're older now. I think they're actually either around 18 or older, but forever they still, as they grew up, even after this incident, he was allowed around them. And then the woman's like, oh, you should let her stay at my house. And I'm like, and I've talked to him about it before. I'm like, hey, just so you know, that guy, he's extremely dangerous. So this is what he did. And the reason I know is because I was a detention officer, and I booked in a lot of these guys, and you know, so anyway, they laughed about it and stuff like that. But I would have been like, no, my kid is never, ever going to be staying at your fucking house. Are you freaking, are you high? I mean, I just don't understand where people come up with this shit, man. It's crazy to me. So anyway, I just had to rant. I was a little bit pissed off. It seems like I end up in circles of stupid ass people, and I get annoyed. And like I said, I'm sorry. It seems like the last so many videos I've been kind of on edge, and I've been a little bit pissy and everything else, and I bitch a lot. I'm usually not that person, but I got laid off and I'm low on money, and just barely making it, and I've got other stresses going on that I'm dealing with, but it doesn't mean that I don't see stupid and everything. I just hate to, like they say, you should just put whatever on YouTube, and because it's part of your life, that's why I call it Willie's life, is because I want people to know that it's not always weightlifting days, you know what I mean, or it's not always whatever, and there's things that aren't perfect in my life. So but yeah, I mean, there it is. That's the story. So anyway, I don't have to worry about my family seeing this, because nobody in my family subscribes to my channel, so I'm good. I imagine when I'm rich eventually, or I get famous, they're gonna be like, then they're gonna see the videos and they're gonna be pissed off, which is awesome. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, y'all have a good day and take care.